I'm Glenyce Hughes, and I get to travel this beautiful planet of ours, facilitating people in creating their dreams come true. How the heck did I get so lucky? How to turn the one molecule to change anything. Now, this is a technique that I learned in Access Consciousness, and I do actually even have other videos about it. It's something that I use all the time, and I only ever used to use it on body stuff. So when I first learned it, it was only talked about in terms of changing something that was going on with your body. And then I heard the founder of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas, speak about it in changing a situation that was going on. And I wondered, could that really work? Let me tell you guys, it does. It's amazing what this technique can do. And so basically, I'm going to walk you through how I do it. Please find what works for you. You may not like all the steps that I do. You may prefer to change it up. There really isn't a right or a wrong way with any of the energy stuff. You just got to find the way that works for you. And with it, and what I was doing when I changed the first thing outside of the body stuff is I was having a class in, I believe it was Denmark, and we maybe had 10 people registered. And I really knew there was something else possible. I knew there was a possibility of more people, but there wasn't really an energy around that for myself. Like it just felt closed or stopped or something. So I did this turning the one molecule on it. And I believe the class was a couple days later. We ended up having 24 people. And I know part of that was doing this energetic change of it. Because what happens is we have all sorts of course, points of views or decisions or judgments, or other people's energies can impact, and it stops what's possible. And that was the energy that I was aware of with the class before I did the process. Was it was just like and there was no movement. And those are all molecules that are like that. So by doing this energetic exercise, it starts to shift and change it and break it apart, and then allow whatever is going to create greater to show up as if by magic. Yes. Now, speaking of classes, I'm so excited. We are going to Nova Scotia, Canada. Yes. So if you are in that area or can get to that area, the end of May, May 25th, Kim Coleman and I are going to do a bars class. We're going to co-facilitate that. And then May 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th of 2023, depending on when you're watching this, I'm going to facilitate a foundation class. So Kim and I will co-facilitate bars, and then I'll facilitate foundation. Would love you to come play. I also have a Business Done Different class coming up in February 14th, 15th, 16th. Show your business some love. And you can join us in Leduc, Alberta, or you can join us online. Yes, foundation is only in person. Used to be allowed online, but it's only in person, at least at the time of recording. So let's get to the exercise. I love this one so much. Okay, take a moment. And I want you to bring to mind something that you would like to turn the molecule of, something that isn't working the way you would like it to work, something that is frustrating, something that is bugging you, something that is something that isn't maybe what you know is possible. So maybe it's really great, but you know more is possible. So for this, just choose one thing. Okay, so just give me a moment. I'm going to bring something to mind. Okay. So bring it to mind. And when we do that, a lot of times, depending, of course, on what you're doing it on, can feel really heavy. And that's okay. In this situation, it's okay because it's where it's at right now for you. Okay. So bring that to mind. Might be really heavy. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is energetically go out of your body, go above your body, say 100 miles or 100 kilometers. And you're just going to energetically look at your body, and that thing, whatever the situation was. And now you're gonna just turn the one molecule of that thing that when you turn it changes everything. So this isn't a doing, this is a being. So you're just energetically looking at the situation from above, and you're just going in and turning the one molecule that when you turn it, changes everything. Yeah, there you go. Now, once you've turned one, you can check, are there any others? Sometimes there's a couple to turn, sometimes there's just one, sometimes there's more. There's no right or wrong with it. You're just going to go ahead and turn. If there's another molecule to turn, just go ahead and turn it. And sometimes it's about turning and 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 turning the one molecule. Sometimes you just turn it once. Sometimes it's like 180 degrees, sometimes 360. If you're not really sure, just know that as you're being present with it, that it's turning. Okay. Yeah. All right. Just check in if there's any others to turn. If there is, go ahead and turn them. And now when they're all turned, maybe again, it's just one, that's fine. You're going to energetically come back down into your body. So in my case, because I'm sitting, I'm going to feel my bum in the chair, my feet on the floor, and my back on the chair on the back. So you want to feel 3 points in your body so that you're present in your body. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Now, what I want you to do is energetically get present with that situation again. So mine is definitely lighter than it was, but it's not as light as I know it could be. So now what I do is I imagine or sense or perceive like a silver tube. And what I do is I put all of that heaviness in the tube. I put an end on it, and then I just shake it. I just shake and 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 shake. Basically, I keep shaking it until it feels lighter, until there's an expansiveness. And I shake 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 and I shake. And I don't always move my hands with it, but in this case, I am. You don't have to, of course. And you're just shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking until basically what occurs is it goes away. The tube and everything just totally disintegrates. Yeah. And then I just check back in and it's totally different now. It's totally light, totally expansive. Yeah. Now, if it wasn't, you could go above yourself again, turn the one molecule, go in and check, do the shaking. You know, there really isn't a certain amount of time you should do it or anything like that. You just want to play with it. But what you want to be aware of is what you're doing is those solid molecules that were there, you're turning them, you're disintegrating them, it's changing it. And so often, and I'm going to speak for myself, but I know many of us do this, so often we go into the lie that if it's a situation, let's say you're have an upset with a friend, that you can't change that energetically. And yet you can. Let me tell you from my experience, you can change anything energetically if you're willing to try this. And, you know, if it's something that's been around for a while, maybe try it once a day for 7 days or something like that. Like give it a good shot, give it a real good try, and really show yourself how magical you can be. Now, that doesn't mean if you're having an upset with a friend, you just turn the one molecule and you don't have a conversation. There might be a conversation that's necessary. However, if you turn the one molecule or turn the molecules that change it, the conversation becomes total ease, as if by magic. So have some fun with that, guys. Let me know how it works for you. There's so many different ways that you can play with it. You're basically just shifting the molecules so that you can receive everything. You can receive it all as if by magic. Yes. All right. Have a great week, and I look forward to chatting again next week.